Hello everybody, it's Robert Powers, and today I'm going to talk about a pair of Warfield and Grand. I'm going to show you what happens when you get a little bit of a cheaper shoe, some of the features and benefits as well as some of the downsides. Hello everybody, it's Robert Powers. 4.5 out of 5. Some stains there, not too bad, huh? My shoe collection, look how tight that is. I'm not a professional. Old pair of Allen Edmonds torn apart, that gloss. And here they are finished up. Now the shoe I'm talking about today is a double bunk strap shoe. I would consider this a tan color. It's got some burnishing on it. I just polished them. The brand I had not really heard of before this, the friend purchased them. So Warfield and Grand. He purchased these, I think, from DSW. Obviously, DSW is not known for, Allen Edmonds quality shoes, and I get that. And that's not what today's video is about. So, of course, there's going to probably be somebody who shoots off and say, oh, they're junk. They're not this, they're not that. I'm also going to show you some of the similarities to my Florsheim shoes. So here's the point. We don't always have the means to get what we really, believe is the best. So there are going to be times where people just have to plain old compromise. And I at least want people to be educated. If you are compromising, what are you compromising on and what you should expect? So these shoes, the price point I believe is around $199. These shoes, as you can see, do not have a leather sole. It looks like a leather sole at first, but especially if you feel it, you can definitely feel this is not leather, it's rubber. Now, when you look on the website also, it says leather upper, leather lining, rubber sole. They have ones that are a little more expensive. I believe this one's $199 full retail price, but you're actually going to get them for, I think, $109 is the regular price, and I think the owner said he got them on sale for 99 bucks. This is not leather here as well. This is rubber. Can you kind of see right there? You could see the black. It's like they mold these on top of each other, and it looks like it actually is nailed. This heel here, it looks like a stacked leather construction heel. And when you feel it, this material is soft and squishy, and this is harder. But let me show you something here. When you see right there, can you see the color wearing through? What always happens is you drive, you use your right foot to hit the gas pedal. Would it be the same in Europe? I don't know. Anyway, but right foot to hit the gas pedal, and the carpet rubs. So almost everybody I've ever seen, their shoes, this corner of the right heel especially, see, it really doesn't do it on the left heel. It always wears. The problem is this is really not a stacked leather heel. That line there, that's a drawn-on line. And when you wear through the surface where it's made to look like leather, then what's underneath, is some other color of the material. Now, I actually polished that with tan, light brown polish to try and put that color back in, but it just doesn't really work, okay? The leather uppers appear to me, it does not say on the website what kind of leather they are. To me, it appears to be full grain leather. And when I saddle soaked them, the water soaked in immediately. You can immediately see the water soaking in just like full grain leather. So what I did to polish these shoes up, they're about, I think, 6 to 9 months old. The owner wears them a couple times a week. Is the first round I did the saddle soap. There was a water stain. You can just barely see it. I don't know if you can tell. It was like right here. I don't think you can see it anymore, but there was a water stain that went all the way up the shoe, so I saddle soaked that area twice. Then I used Shoe Magic, Shoe MGK, leather cleaner and conditioner. Then I used leather lotion. What I'm trying to do is nourish the leather, number one, and then when you saturate it more with nourishing elements, then it's going to help not have other things soak into it. Then I used the Sapphire, and this is the this is Medal d'Or. This is the soft cream wax. This is the light brown. On the tips of the toes for the burnishing, I used the Sapphire black. And then I used, all over the toe caps, Mirror Shine, the Mirror Gloss. This is the neutral. It's a very hard paste wax. This is neutral, clear, over the majority of it. And I did hit it in spots with a little more of the black Mirror Gloss. Okay, and that's how I achieved that result. Not too shabby, huh? Right? But let me show you something, first of all. So getting a shoe for 100 or 109 bucks. These Florsheims, this is a Castellano ox, and I didn't clean them up. I probably should have cleaned them before the video. They can get dusty. I haven't worn them that much. But these things are $130 retail full list price. I've done a review on these, one of my very early videos. It's not a very good quality video, but I think the content is good. So I'll put a link to that below. I've also shown these videos in another video. I'm sorry, shown these shoes in another video. I redid the burnishing. The burnishing from the factory kind of like scraped off. It was flaking off. So I re-dyed these myself. I'll put that link down below. But the point is with these, you see, oh, stitching. I've watched Bob's videos. Oh, stitching on the top. I see the two different colors. That's the welt, that's the sole. Hey, Goodyear Welted. Stitching on top, stitching on bottom. Oh, Goodyear Welted. Now, $109 new, you know, you're generally speaking just not going to get a Goodyear Welted shoe. It's an expensive process. So here's something that I've learned. And you see those stitching? Look at the distance between the holes, okay? The distance between those holes. And then if you turn it over, maybe I'll put my thumb there for reference. Do you see the distance between those holes? Can you see the stitching is larger on the bottom than the top? This is not, in my opinion, and I'm 99% sure, that this is not Goodyear Welted. You can buy, I've looked at welting catalogs, you can buy welt that come with thread in them. And if you feel it, it's a hard plastic material. You can tell it's not like a homogeneous material. Homogeneous means like the same all the way through. I'm trying to find a spot. I saw a scuff where, and oh, there it is on the toe. Like, you see, it's hard to tell since I polished it. I don't know if you can tell, but when you scrape through the under surface of the welt is a lighter color. It's hard to tell. But the point is, this is not a real welt. So this shoe is glued. The sole is glued on. The same with this one, okay? The sole is actually glued and bonded on. And I'll tell you, I think somewhere in the inner construction of the shoe, I think somewhere in these pairs of shoes, one of them, the surface of the sole might be coming unbonded because it actually makes this little click when you walk. It's like somewhere halfway between a squeak and a click. So I guess the point is, I'm guessing you're probably not going to resole these shoes. An advantage, it's rubber, so you don't have to worry about water getting soaked in. We live here in the Midwest United States where, you know, the winters right now, October through May is, you know, pretty much wet. October through April, at least. It's wet most of the time on the ground. They look nice is an advantage. You know, you wear these out. I mean, if you keep them polished up like this, people aren't going to know, you know, it could very well look like a more expensive shoe. You know, so I guess those are the upsides to me. And again, it does seem like it's a decent quality leather itself, but like I said, this isn't going to last. You know, the glued on soles, they wear out and you have to throw it away, and or it just comes apart, you know, and then you're trying to re-glue stuff. So, but you know, as long as you don't wear them every day, you might get a few years out of them. These shoes now I think are 3 years old. Now, most people may not have had the means or the ability to be able to redo the burnishing, so that may be a deal killer there. But, you know, so I think as long as you know what you're getting, and if you can get a pair of shoes like this for $100, is that horrible? No. Is it better to save up? And like, for example, these, I featured another video. These are Allen Edmonds, and these I got off eBay. They were in unworn condition. I got them for $125. I mean, if you can find a deal and get a, you know, real high quality shoe, is that better? You know, absolutely. But, you know, you may not always be able to do that. So, for whatever that's worth, I hope that gave you guys a little bit of value. I hope that helped you as far as what else to look for, okay? And again, the main reason I've come to the conclusion this is not Goodyear Welted is because the stitch spacing, the stitches per inch don't match top to bottom, and the website does not say, you're not going to have a Goodyear Welted shoe and not advertise that. You know, that's like having a car with a turbocharger on it, and you don't put a badge that says turbo and you don't put it on your website. You're going to tout that that thing has a turbocharger. So anyway, I hope that helps. I have a lot of other videos on shoe construction, on you know, befores and afters, a whole bunch of stuff if you want to see my page, my channel. And thank you very much.